Alright, this video is going to show you how you can download your fonts so that way you have them to use in Photoshop. So what you should have done first is you should have created your fun text words. So you have breakfast, coffee, bacon, eggs, pancakes, morning. Breakfast is the theme, and the next 5 words are words that relate to the theme. So what you should have done is you should have explored either FontSpace or DaFont and looked for some font styles that you can use for your design. So that's what I did. I wrote down the title of the fonts that I found. I found all of mine on FontSpace. Now if you used FontSpace and DaFont, you may want to mark on your document which ones you found on FontSpace and which ones you found on DaFont, because what you're going to do now is you are going to download them. So it's not only finding them, but then you want to download them, and then you also want to install them in Photoshop. So I found all of mine on FontSpace, so I'll have this out to look at. So I'm going to download these 6 fonts. So the best way to do this is to go to FontSpace, and if you go to the search bar and you type in one of the words describing the type of font that you used, you can see here that it's finding all the ones that relate to morning. And if you scroll down, you can see the variety. This is the one that I picked, the Good Morning font. Now you can see that it says coffee, uppercase and lowercase. If you want to change the preview, like I'm going to use this for the word breakfast. If you type in the word breakfast, well, spell it correctly, not like I did. Okay, and I'm going to do it both in uppercase and lowercase because I want to see what it looks like in uppercase and lowercase. Sometimes it's different, like here in Sunday Morning Personal, but sometimes it's the same, like the one that I'm using. So here we have breakfast. So as you're doing this, if you do decide to change your mind, you want to make sure that you mark it over here as well. So I do kind of like that one. It's a little rough to read. I think I kind of like this one better. So this is DK Early Morning Coffee. So again, you just want to make sure that you change it over here if you decide to change it. Okay, so this is the one I want to download. You're going to find that the download button, it usually is marked with an arrow pointing down. So what it does is it downloads it. It shows up as a zip drive on your footer over here. So if you just double click on it, it'll open up the zip drive. But another way that you can do this is you can download all of the fonts that you have. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do the coffee mugs. Again, download. So you can see they're all kind of stacking up over here. So let's say that you X out of this for the moment and you want to now download them and install them. If you go to Finder and you go to Downloads, this is where all your downloads show up. So you did already download the zip drive. So it shows up as a zip drive, which is a compressed folder. You're going to open up the zip drive by just double clicking on it. Okay, so you could see inside the zip drive is this folder named the same thing. Double click on it. So inside this folder is there's miscellaneous folder, but then what you're looking for is a file with TTF. It's a true type font type of file. So if you double click on this, your computer is going to open up FontBook, which is a program which allows you to install your fonts so it can be used on your computer for Photoshop and other apps. So you're going to hit Install Font. So you can see what happens is it is installed. It's installed. You are the user. And if you double click, you can see that it is marked installed. I'm going to do this one more time, this whole process. So again, you go to your downloads. After you've downloaded it from FontSpace, you're going to find the zip drive. Double click on the zip drive. And now you're going to see that it opened up the zip drive and it gave you the contents of what's inside the zip drive, which is the TTF. You can double click on it. You might see that it'll say TTF or OTF is another one that you can install. And you're going to hit install font. And you can see you got your second one going. So that's how you install your fonts. And then the next step is going to be how you can actually use them in Photoshop.